Some people know I'm not a big fan of Petro, but I think he's the second coming and he got up talked a load of rubbish. I got up and told everyone the truth, and you know. So there may be that talk in a meeting 34. I'll do that another time. Right, so I assume you can see this is a little bit dark, but so basically my history. For those who don't know, let's keep it brief. I did the original Checkmate 1500 about 30 years ago. This is actually the 30th anniversary this year. And that was launched then. I didn't design the case. Very important. I tell everyone this, I bang on about this, but I didn't design the case. And I've sadly forgotten the name of the guy who actually designed it. But when we got through selling a couple of hundred, they sold it off and sold them to another company behind our back. So I'm not about that. But yeah, so that was the case we all said. You may have heard the story about the Commodore. It's in David's book, if you're interested, read that. This one here was one was like the second version. It was a tower, and it was a motherboard that you plugged 500 into, which gave you Zorro slots. It gave basically everything in 2000. Basically, well, if Commodore were not happy about us doing it with the 500, we'll just go to town and do it. This was going to ship in the States. Unfortunately, the company was going to distribute it electronically with a bus, which is a bit of a shame. So that's that. I also, this is my product. Myself and Paul Nolan created this system called the system. Look online, you can find out about that. Some bits of it are going to come back, which I won't talk about today, but mostly to do with switching and using Raspberry Pi with the Amigos to give you functionality. This is one of my biggest, well, also the biggest disaster. This product is the one that killed my company off completely. This is the inside out board. It was called by Mick Tinker. If you've not heard of it, look again, it's in the book, look it up, there's a lot of history about it. But basically, there's a 6840 on a card, you plug it into a PC, then with our Siamese RTG software, it turned the PC into an Amiga, a Macintosh, and Windows. And that was going to be pretty massive gateway. We had a agreement with them, we had like $50,000 from them, we thought we were going to be millionaires, and then it was like. So that was really killed me. There's also, in the book, there's a little bit about one of the things that went a bit I'll cover that now. So I disappeared for a while, and I came back to about 2008. I threw out, I went to, I also kind of threw, with the other project, I threw everything out, and except my house, everything went kept. I won't tell you that I threw out my 4,000 tower, which you probably should. But I did actually do it. So, but I was in a pretty bad place. So anyway, I came back in 2008, and I found Amigos, because all I ever wanted to do with that card, my plan from that day, and I think when people say, hindsight's a good thing, no. At that time, we knew that the x86 was going to kill everything. We knew, okay? How can we see, well, it's a waste of time. I've always thought it's a waste of time. x86 was going to be the future. And that's what that board was going to be the way that we could get Amiga onto x86. So we could have some real performance. However, when I came back in 2008, I found Amigos absolutely fell in love because it was Amiga on x86. They'd done all the work 10 years later. And so I'm a massive fan, as you can see, I've done tons of videos on it. And to this day, I still think it's the future. There'll be a little bit on that place, so I'm a massive fan. I'll leave it at that now. This very nice message from David Pleasance, who put it up. He had nothing to do with the Commodore hating the 1500. Thank you for doing that video. That was like going to a trip. And so getting all that out. He had no idea about it, and because I said to him when I moved in the book, I said, we really want to put something about 1500 there. And then he spoke to Kieran, because I always get Kieran and Kelly muddled up. And he spoke to Kieran, and apparently Kieran shut his feet, and so he said, okay, right, he did actually, that's true. So I thought he was going to put a little bit in the book, but he let me put a whole chapter. In the back of this, I actually pre-wrote this thing about Amiga history, which I thought one day I'll put it up there. And he was only about, I've had it for about 6 months, this chapter, and he really kindly put that. But I thought he put a little bit, he put a lot in, so I was overmoved. Okay, so that's the book. Please go out and buy the book, not because I'm in it, but because it is actually a really good book, and I do like David. He's such a nice man. And I wish I'd met him on that day. Anyway, so apart from my 1000, this is my favourite computer. In fact, I don't think how many hands up who's got 4000s? Oh, that's all. I'm only going to piss off one person then. This is the last good Amiga to me. I truly think 4000's a fine machine. Nothing compared to this. It's an absolutely wonderful machine. Not just because it's good looking as it is, but because they really went to town. They cut no corners in it, they put everything you need in it. It was fantastic. So I'm a massive fan of that. Put a graphics card in, it wipes the floor with the 4000. Now I've used 4000s as well, so I'm not a massive fan of AJ. Even though it's a great chipset, too low. So the Kickstarter, this David did the book. I thought, oh man, when that book comes out, it starts shipping, there'll be all this publicity. People read the book and I might be able to do this again. So I thought, well, I'll do this. And I didn't expect anyone to be interested. I've got to be honest, I did not expect anyone to be interested. I did the designs and I did a couple of videos. And the response was pretty damn good. And I was really surprised. Everyone liked the book. It did change a lot. Well, not huge, but it did change over time. So I thought I'd do a Kickstarter. As you all know, the Kickstarter was a success, which it was quite fun. I don't know if any of you tracked it. It's not that interesting really, but if you tracked it, the first 8 weeks, like that, it's great. And then it leveled off and it was like this, literally until the last 2 or 3 days, and it went like that. And then some of you may have seen me I'm going to get emotional today, may have seen me a bit emotional on one of my videos about that, because that was a bit of a... Or did you see me do the dance with... you saw the dance, yeah. So I dragged Sue up, because my wife, she's actually fell out my motorbike 5 miles and snapped her leg. Got a bloody great pin down there. I'll show you the picture as well. So she's got this massive pin down there, no, not naked, but yeah. So I thought, well, you know... anyway, so I wanted to do this case. The response has been really good, so I thought I'd launch a Kickstarter. Now, 2 people. Is Paul there? He said he was coming. So Paul Kitchen, now this graphics, there was 2 people that helped me with the graphics. One was Vasily, I can't pronounce his surname. 6 million. Yeah, they're from Greece. And he's been fantastic, and he's given me loads of graphics, and Paul was the other guy who did a load of graphics, you can see. So one on the right was done by Vasily, and one on the left by Paul. So that's one. And so I had all these great help now. Oh, you can't really see it too well, but this is the one that everyone got really excited, because you can actually see pretty much what it's going to look like. Yes, you can put them lights in front if you want to do it. You can buy them, it costs about £3. Strip of lights in there. So that case, I think, really did actually kick this thing right up. Oh, okay, yeah, so right. Now, bear with me, I just want to play it. It's going to last about 60 seconds. Here we go, yeah. See you in the back. No, that's all right. Just... No, I'm just going to switch. Just bear with me. I can actually see it. Because I like this figure. Because I actually think this is probably sold. Yeah. So, obviously that video was quite successful. There's lots of people involved in this. So, me, front boy, but my wife obviously was, we had a little deal when we got married. She said, love me, love my cat. And I'm not a big cat. I've got a beautiful cat now. You may have seen my cat, which I say for France. I love my cat. But, and I adore the cat. I said, well, yeah, love my Amigos. Oh, okay. So yeah, so she's an absolute diamond. Some of you may know Phil South. Yeah? He used to write for the magazines like New Shop in the old days, and fantastic guy. So he does all the documentation. He translates my gibberish into English. And this is an important guy, Rob Cranley. All the electronics. This. I didn't like that one. That's a region. So I did those prototypes, but he did these boards. So there's as you may or may not know, there's the board, which is this one, which powers Amigas, all Amigas. Okay? It's got a lead, comes out, plugs into the back of the power socket, and that's that goes. There's also a Zorro board that he did that goes inside, and it works with, in fact, this one's one, it's got my Ariane 2 card in it. And there's other things we're working on as well. But it depends on how successful we are. The boards, they've got crazy. Now there is another member of this team. Oh, little boy, don't make me cry. Right, so I built Alfie into the plan for the Kickstarter. It's funny enough, I knew when she was pregnant. So we kind of put it in plan. He didn't have a very good birth. We had a few problems with birth, but. Tough little style, as you can see from that picture. Michael sent us something for him. Yeah. Unfortunately, he kind of. Well, how old is he? Well, at the time, he was about 10 weeks. Oh, it'll be all right, fit, because he made it up, he sent it, and we put it on him, and that's it, you got to take it off him. Look at the picture, that's amazing. And of course, and he loves his mum dearly. Which I don't know if you can see how much that's not coming too well. But we've got a video of Egypt. Yeah, so there was a few delays with, not delays, but as I said, I'm off for a couple of weeks. And obviously the Kickstarter was a success, 91,806. Of course, you can take 10% off that because it's fees. But yeah, it was a success, it went past it. If you shot past it, everybody's sweating like crazy, it's the dance at the end. Sue said, do you want me to do what? You know we do that rock and roll dancing? I do it in my bedroom. Caroline, do I have to do this? Yes. Okay, so then of course once it's done, now I'd already done a couple of prototypes, as you saw in the video, there was 2 prototypes. This is the first prototype, and basically the idea was I could put, some of you may or may not know, the whole point of this is modular. There's 4 different types of these that screw into the back. One's for 1200, one's for 500. The 1200 one, which is this actually, this way. This one's 1200 and a 600, so you can both. Then there's the 500 one. There's 2 PC versions, one that they both take mini ITX and migrated. But one's got horizontal slots like that, the other one's got vertical half. So that's why it's modular, that's the whole reason for that. But this one's supposed to take 500, I put it in our start. Totally messed up the back panel. So that was very good. So I ended up testing it with the PC, but I got Amigos on it and did a video as well. Cool. This one, you've probably seen this one. This is the second time. This actually had the 500 in the second time round. Really expensive making these prototypes. Unfortunate, but every time you make them, about £1,000. So that's that one. And then this is the final one. That's that one. So you can see in here, that's the Zorro board in there, and that's my Ariane card. Now, originally, it was narrower, and you was only going to be able to get cards that end at the Zorro's fingers. But I decided, because I wanted to also put more cooling in, which is in there, in the case, I thought, let's just make it even longer. And I made it the same length as the 3000, which in the future may mean I can put 3000 and 4000 motherboards in. I don't want anyone smashing up A3000 cases, obviously, but way above 4,000. So that doesn't matter. But as you can see, so it's pretty. Yeah, my cable layout is not particularly. I'm doing some DVD pages on. Right. So that's this one. Just so you know, that's actually 3D printed, that one there. It just did spray black. It's not actually fine black. You can see it's got everything in it, and that's a GTX 1080, so it'll take the baddest systems. So then we had to make them, obviously. Manufacturing is great fun. Just make sure I'm not going off yeah, okay. So we've started to make these. Now, the one thing I did say right at the beginning was I wouldn't accept pre-orders. So once the Kickstarter was done, I didn't want to take pre-orders. That wasn't because I wouldn't be holier now or anything. I just haven't got time. And some people have done Kickstarters then start taking pre-orders. And it's okay if you do this full-time job, that's fine. But I wasn't. I was just doing this in the evenings and weekends and something, so I just didn't want to do that. Now, let's come on to the subject of the extras. Oh, God. You know, I planned this thing really down to now, and then I mean, this is like a slide the end back, but I planned it really carefully, and then I doubled it. Just, you know, so many. And I actually planned to end in March, because I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I was 2 months early? It would be fantastic. If it hadn't been for the extras, we would have been done. Finally, now, I don't take what I'm going to say as any kind of criticism. The fact that people bought extras is, trust me, it's freaking amazing, okay? It did mess up my timing. So we had £50,000 worth of extras, which is nearly the same amount as the original I got at Kickstarter. And what that meant was, and there was two things about it. A, obviously we had to make the boards, obviously, which was fine, but because it was that amount, if it had been like what I thought, I thought, well, 10% extras, it won't matter, I'll just pay for the parts and it will all be good, and it won't make any difference to the... But it was so much more, I had to get people to pay, a certain number of people to pay for the extras. Unfortunately, people were a little bit slow, so that, and I'm not blaming them, because it took me a little while just to get everything ready to get the audio system sorted out. And then it was like 4 weeks for people to go in. So it's not complaining, it's just the reality of it. So as I said, I plan to have everything arrive in May, June, and start shipping June. Well, as you may have seen from the pictures, everything is starting to arrive now. The boxes, the white boxes have arrived, the black ones are coming next week. The circuit boards have just been finished, they're on their way to China, hopefully the end of the month. Plastics are enough store, I'm going to fly a load of plastics in, and the rest of them are coming on a boat. So I'll do something about that later on. So I should be shipping, at least start shipping in June. I don't see any reason why not. I'm going to say I'll be shipping in June. Now the one thing I will have to say because of the extras is, now I originally said, how many people have actually ordered one, by the way? Oh shit. So, yeah. Okay. So I originally kind of thought it's only going to take me a month to build these things. It's fine, I go in the evenings, I'll do the weekends, it'll be fine. And then of course there's all the extras, and I've got to put, because I'm building every single one of these. I didn't want to, people said, why don't you just get something? No, I'm not trusting anyone with these. So they've not got that investment in this thing, so I'll be building more. But they're going to take about probably, a reality from start to finish is going to be 2 to 3 months to actually ship them all out. Now bear in mind 80 people still haven't finished it. Yes, Dan. So I haven't actually finished the paper. So they will come out there, but they will start shipping in June, and they will probably, I think by the end of July, most people will have them. And then it's trickling into August maybe. Okay, so just bear with me on the shipping. That was one of the reasons. Now, there's a couple of people who bought. Did anyone here order 10? No, right. So there's a couple of people who ordered 10. I have a bit of concern what we're going to do. I'll speak to them, but I'm going to restrict theirs. I mean, let them have 1 or 2, and then I'll ship the rest of the year. It's just what I'm scared of. I'm sure you appreciate. Because David accidentally fell into this trap. He got a lot of grief about it. Was I don't want someone me shipping out theirs. And then they start selling them because I'm going to look like a dick. And I don't. The project doesn't need it because I've got a long-term family. So I'll be restricting that, and then they can have it. But I do appreciate the orders. I tell them, really. Right. Right. So yeah, choose that one. Yeah, done that. Yeah, done that. Yeah, done that. Okay. Right. So, well, that's that. I mean, once I finish, I do want some questions. Hopefully, people will ask some questions. So I'll keep this brief. Right. Future of the Amiga. Oh, really? I love it. So that's some of the stuff being made. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I know. I've got a thing in there. Why have we put in a floppy? Because the only one I had a nice slot in it was too bad. Now, ideally, most of you know there's that little panel there. Thanks to a lot of people who backed this, actually ordered one of these for £5, meant I could. They raised half the money for the tooling to make that, so then I put the extra half in. So everyone gets that. If you order one of them, you're going to get two. Okay, and I really appreciate that. I really do. But basically, what that is, it's a blank plate there, so it will look blank like that. But if you turn it round, it's a panel that you can cut slots out and you can mount things to it. So you can mount things like that cards. You can put your USB slot and audio, all that kind of stuff, and it'll screw in nicely. So that's the idea of that panel there. If you haven't seen it, and later, I may open it. If anyone's interested, I can open it and show you. So that's actually, I was really pleased because my concern was people weren't going to use it and to have a bloody great hole in the front like that. Horrible. Oh, my little tribute. Someone says to me, why don't you put your name there? So I've got Jane Miner that they paid. Now, obviously, I haven't been able to get permission to Jane Miner. Hopefully, it's not but they paid a ticket. You've seen that board. No, that's one of the boards that Rob made. Obviously, there's that little socket. You see the pins come out, they just push into the power socket at the back of the Amiga. And it works with the 500, 600, 1200. But if you've got 500, you can use the Zorro board. Some people get a bit confused on this. That plugs into the Amiga. That goes into the first slot. And then it's like the edge of the Amiga again. And then if you've got something like 500, well, that's the question. And you kind of simply go up, you turn it like that and plug it inside, okay? And the top one is a full Zorro 2 slot. So you can put any Zorro 2 card in. If it runs at Zorro 2 speeds, remember that. I'm hoping someone's going to do an adapter so we can do it to 1200 at some point. I've got people who are interested. Yes, this is the keyboard. Oh, I couldn't believe how many people. I didn't think many people want this. Oh, that's 300? No idea. Manual, we've got an English one and a German one, so I'm assuming there's no Germans here? Any Germans? No? Lazy. They were fantastic in the past, and they bought tons of my Siamese systems. So I thought I'd do a German manual for them as well. There's an English one and a German one. Okay, yeah, the project management was Scotty. So, and I'm glad I did this anyway, because as I said, if I planned it, I would have thought February, so I done it. And that's, and I should have thought so with that slide there, if I am actually late, you can take it. Okay, so that's another one by Paul Kitchen. Do love these pictures he's done. And you can see the box, I'll open the box up here. And there's the box. Okay, so future. Now, when it comes to Amiga 34, I have back in the old days when I did that inside out board, we did actually have a plan, and nothing's changed. So I think that we can do something similar. So I'm not going to go into detail about it, but what I will tell you is that I honestly believe Amigos is the future. Now, I get so many people email me, why don't they put Amiga OS as open source? Why don't they do what? It's already open source. And it is source code compatible with Amiga OS 3.1. So it is the platform. It's the, I think, this is, I believe, even in the 32-bit version, it's better than all the others. It's got the best 3D engine. It's got tons of support. The only problem there are, it's IDE for connecting, or get technical, it needs SATA. However, there's a 64-bit version that has everything much more security. As much data, 64-bit, so you can get as much memory as you like. More importantly, it supports multiple core. I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be launching soon a fund where, because of the money I'm going to take some of the profit. Right now, Amigos, my thing is this, so I want to get, how many know what an APU is? Okay, So basically an APU is for example, an AMD 8-core CPU with a Navi chip on it, okay, which is an APU, which is going to give you a really silly amount of performance. Get a low-cost board, put it in there, have AMOS running on it. So you've got a choice. You can either have AMOS running on it, but we don't have the drivers for the graphics, we don't have drivers for the starting. So I'm going to start a fund, and what I'm going to do up to £5,000, I'm going to basically say anything that people up to £5,000, people put into this fund, I'll match it. So we'll double it. My aim is to get to 10 grand. Get into that amount. Now, if it goes pear-shaped, I'll just refund the money. It's all going to go into a PayPal account, and so it can get refunded. The idea is, I've already been talking to a few developers that to do it the original. I spoke to Michael and he was going to do it the last, but it was complex. It needs other developers to come on board. Now, there's another part to this which is really important before I do this. Yeah, how many watched the Mike video? How many wish I hadn't done it for 2.5 hours? Right. But the really important thing that comes out of that was, and you can see it, is that Mike's plan is to open source the Amiga's operating system. Okay, that is the plan. The other thing was, and which I think is more important, one of the problems Amos has always had is it doesn't have a brand. You know, Amos is not a brand. Initially, it was called the Amiga Research Operating System, and they were stopped from using that. Now, Mike and I are talking offline, and Mike even mentions it in the video, that there's no reason, once this court case stuff is sorted, we cannot be called Amiga Research Operating System again. Now, if that happens, we can import people from other communities because they'll take more systems. So, if that can happen, then we can sort out fun, get these graphics drivers, get the starter drivers, and just finalise it, and then we'll have a pretty powerful platform. And I see the other two, because at the moment, then, if we do that, we're on x86, we're on ARM, we're going to be on PowerPC, right, we're on 68K. So there's an awful lot of work to be done. And if I can get the other two players, well, obviously, I've got my Morphos machine, but I haven't got my Amiga OS one. If I can get them to sort things, well, it won't be me that does it, if they sort things out, then maybe we'll have a future, because I really do believe in it. I think we can have a nice little thing, as I try to call it, we can start another little cottage industry. Well, Mike was confused by the term. Basically, there's an awful lot of people doing little projects, and some big projects, that if we can get the legal rubbish sorted out, then I think people can actually start making a living with it. Because at the moment, this is not a place for my day job. Yeah. I won't do that. It would not become my day job while this is legal. Because this, won't work. Anyway, that's that. And that's still good. Right, does anyone have any questions? So you can ask me anything you like.
What's that in your hand?
That's it's my backup, so I've got a mic plugged into my phone over there, but of course that's over there. And this is just my backup, so if the audio doesn't come out very good, this is the Tascam recorder. So what I'm going to do, if anyone wants to ask a question. I know, right? Right, so any questions? And then I can point this at you, although the mic said, got it.
Have you had any, like what I would call a cold sweat moments where something's gone wrong and you've thought, how on earth am I going to sort this out?
No. No, I'm honestly trying to think of it because someone asked me, someone was asking me about it, was it hard work? No, this is my bloody hobby. This is my hobby. I mean, you know, in the old Checkmate days, I'm not saying I wasn't any good at business. I relied on James for that. You know, I've had to learn a lot over the years, but I was just nuts about making products. You know, I love. I mean, I don't sound like Apple here. I like making things. I like, you know, I've always liked it. And I never, with this one, because I never designed the original case. This is all mine. I know I ripped off the look. I know I took the design from the original. You know, there is a lot gone in it. So, and also I had tons of feedback from people. For example, the original design was going to be 2 3.5 inch drives to make it smaller, to make the same size as 3000. Well, no, it would never be the same size because you can get 500 a month. But then Brill from the States said to me, "Why don't you put 5.25 drives on?" I said, "No, that's not." Oh God, that's a good idea. So that's why you've got 5.25 drive rates. These are, and they're quite tight, but they'll take any 5.25 device. So, and that's why then we had all these panels, etc. So no, none at all. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And it means I used to, my favourite thing was do shows. Loved it. We'd go to the shows and it was fantastic. But I always tell the joke, when I'm doing the show and I'm standing here and I'm talking, I don't think it's me. Because if I visit a show, if you ever watch me walk, if you see me walking around, like, I'm actually quite shy. I really am. So I go to shows. I think it's so wrong with me. So, no, I love doing this. So it's. Ask me that question maybe about when I'm still trying to excel. I'm 524, 524. No, I'm just. Yeah, because at the moment it's just very. I'm just love it. Right. Anyone else got a question? Then I'll bring the mic to you.
Is that a PC keyboard? The one
Yeah.
And so that one.
Yeah. Right. So let's go to the question of the keyboard. Does everyone know about 52K's keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's doing a replacement keyboard for the Amiga 500. I think it's 1212. And of course, he's got one of these, so it fits in here. Okay. But he's doing a proper cherry mechanical keyboard. But it's going to be really expensive, okay? Which is great, because if you want that, fantastic. I'll be getting one, obviously, because I'm an idiot. But they're going to be really good. I think it's going to come to £100 something like that. It's going to be quite expensive, but it is going to be fantastic. So I've ordered my case, the 500 case from A1500, the guys, Philippe. So I've got that coming, I've got the black one coming, I'm going to have these keys in the car. So, but for me, if I'm going to sell this as a product, I've got to sell a £200 keyboard for it. So, and I always did at the beginning was the plan, because I'm a massive fan of the 1000. I wanted to be able to slide my keyboard under it. I wanted the looks, which is kind of, it wasn't really the reason why it's that size, because the reason it's that size is because the 500 a month. That's the reason it's that size. But it means that I can do, yeah, I know, right? That. Yeah. Oh yeah, it does go under, trust me. You know why? Because I've got it straddled across the table. Yeah. So I wanted that to look like that, and of course it does the same. But also, for some people like this, they want to have a full-size keyboard because they like the number pads. You can do what you like. I mean, not everyone wants the riser. I know that Neil's saying as that height comes up. Well, the original, I was going to do 2 heights. I've changed that to 1 now. It's going to be 30 and 45. I've settled on a 40, so most of them slide on there nicely. Because it's just a manufacturer making different sizes. So does that answer your question? Someone asked me a difficult one. One's going to get me in trouble.
Oh, this won't get you in trouble.
I'm going to try.
Two. You sort of answered it already, but would it ever be a thing that you would do, basically do a A4000 keyboard type,
Oh, you need a case?
injection moulded, proper A4000 style keyboard?
Right.
But I'll be on that in heartbeat.
Okay. You know, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You never know what comes.
And also, just
yeah,
I've ordered mine.
Yeah.
One for the white one.
yeah.
Is there a possibility of maybe you setting up, if people want to swap their colour, say if I want the white one, he wants the black one, and we basically, you swap it at your end, so we get the opposite, you see what I mean?
It's a very good question.
He's got a white one, I've got a black one, and he says, oh, I really like the black one.
It's a really good question, and this comes down to the whole extra thing, because I over-manufactured by about 6%, okay, just for these little problems, okay?
No.
But I did lock everything down at a certain point, because, I was really scared that everyone would suddenly change colour, I had to shut it down. There are some spares. If it's a case of someone like, say you both say, oh, I might turn around and say, can you not just meet each other and swap them? Yeah, it might be one. Or if I get, like an email you both say, etc.
I mean, it's quite a few people.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. What I can't do is, if you say to me, I've got a white one, I need a black one, then I'm going to look, once they're all shit, I'll put yours to the back. Yeah, and I say, right, have I got some spare whites? Because literally, there's only about 10 of each colour spares in the back tub. So it's doable.
Again, you don't paint it or vinyl.
No, you don't.
I know you don't want to do that, but
No, I'm sure we can do something, but it depends how many I've got. As I said, I have over-ordered.
Yeah.
If I know, I've got about 25 sets. I've actually allowed now 25 cases. But if that's the case, we can technically do it. If everyone says it, I'll say no.
Yeah. You have a quick question, actually.
Yeah, but hang on.
Obviously, if you buy it, you get the front thing. Are extra windows going to be available? So, because I've actually seen it where you've had the black with the white front,
Yeah.
and it looks really nice, and vice versa. So, could you just get the front plate on its own
Okay,
sort of thing? Have you?
that's easier. Yes.
Yeah. Have you overall?
The reason is because the original batch was for 600 cases, but I ordered 1,200 sets of plastics. The idea was, I'm hoping I wasn't a garage for these kind of things. The idea was, I was pretty sure that I could, I thought I could easily sell at least half as much again, and I've already got like 60 on wait list. I've got another PR that's going to come out or something. So the answer is, yeah, that'll be fine. It's just, I might not be, I might charge you a little bit for it, but well, see at the time. But the answer is, I've got 600 spare sets.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather sell them as a complete system, but you know, that's what you do.
That's fine.
Yeah. Next question.
So, in 20 years' time, when I'm in my 60s, am I going to need to retro quite
This bugger. Did you see the video I painted? No. No. That one. So basically what happened was, yeah. Well, that, my badge is done, so that's the end of my video, so I hope your video. Yeah, so basically these went yellow. The 3D print ones from Checkmate went yellow. In fact, no, tell you what, it was the one from China, but it was only the 3D print one. So it's, the answer is no. These won't, because these are UV resistant. But yes, this did. But we shouldn't want to send that message in. Because I did get a message on one, and they said to me, can we have it in yellow so we can retrofit it? No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Actually, asked the question. No, it was on yours. Yes. Did you put that in on yourself? I'm doing the same thing with I've not added with this interview. I've not added any questions of mine, and I'm not exclusive. So yeah, that was, but yeah, it didn't happen. I thought you might cut it out, but no. Any more? No question? Someone asked me a different one.
Do you have any prototypes of that Siamese PCI card sent? Did it work? All that kind of stuff.
Okay. You mean the inside out card?
Yeah, inside out card, sorry. Yeah.
Mish, where's my card? Right, so the problem was, the board was made, it worked. But because during, I don't know if I'll say it, because me and Paul never got a board from Mick. So I know I think he only had one or two prototypes, and we never received one, because when the gateway pulled, because it's a bigger answer than just a question, when Gateway pulled the plug, I asked him, can I have a board? Because we can still do this on our own. And we can get one. So I never saw the board, because the reality was, Paul was so clever. I don't know if any of you ever used the RTG software. We could run 24-bit graphics over the serial port. I mean, obviously if you're moving data, it was slow, but over just the basic Ethernet, it was faster than Zorro 2 graphics card. So imagine what it would have been like over a PCI bus. It would have been blazingly fast. And the idea was originally that because the Mac emulators worked so well, that we would use. That's what they wanted for. It wasn't they wanted Amiga, because that's why I didn't have chipset. And we obviously long term we would have done that. But initially it was just a Mac emulator, because then they say Mac needs Windows. So they put the plug on it, because in the end all they wanted was a bloody paper. There you go. So yeah, that answers that one. Right. Another question.
Change subject slightly.
Go ahead.
AROS.
Go ahead.
So last year I did. I basically went off and investigated all the what you call next gen systems, and I spent quite a lot of time with AROS and tried developing with it and on it and all the rest of it.
Hold your ear up.
Quite happy, yeah. Basically,
Obviously
rather a
not.
lot. Well, obviously it's grown back, but so I mean, I'm quite happy to privately discuss my findings. And,
No,
and I'd like
it's open
to.
source, so you have problems.
Yeah, a lot of problems,
Yeah.
and I'd like to go into that offline. But bottom line is, it needs hardware. This quite simply, it needs a common hardware. Have you seen?
Yes.
Have you actually yet seen the work on the Raspberry Pi and stuff? I mean, how's it coming along?
Okay.
Can you answer any of that?
That's a really big question.
It's a big subject.
No,
I know,
no,
but
no, that's fine. And it's based on. Do you remember the project called the Amiga system?
Vaguely.
Okay, so about 2009, 2010. 'Cause one of the things that we wanted was a reference platform that you could actually build. So I spent about £4,000 paying for drivers. So Michael Schultz wrote me a GMA driver for Intel's 945 chipset. I got David Winston to write HD audio drivers. I got Nick to do the network. So basically, we had these little atom boards. They were our DJ 97846, whatever it was. But it was basically an atom single core, fully supported, completely supported. And I made the whole thing in a tiny little case for £230. And people said they wanted it silent as well. So I was silent. It was, you basically it came with a USB stick. It was boot from USB, but you could add your own internal 2.5-inch drive. I am getting to the point. So we actually had a completely, it was an Atom. It was more than quick enough for any ECS stuff. It was more than quick enough to run AROS. And it was, it's actually fast with Humi actually. It meant you could also use the little Acer Aspire laptops. So if you buy one of those Acer Aspire ones, you can install it on there, it's fully supported. Even the Wi-Fi is supported, so you can go on internet, it's all that, right? Fully supported. Then everyone said, I want a faster CPU. Get stuff. Right, because here's a reference one people can develop one. I've also done a load of videos about how to build custom. Now, this one here has a fully supported motherboard with an AMD. It's about 2.5 gigahertz AMD chip. Well, the drives are IDE, and then we've got a problem solved. Okay, we've got it solved. But that is fully supported with NVIDIA graphics, it's got sound. Everything just has to work on that motherboard just nicely. Now, that's what I was saying earlier on. I want to launch a campaign to get these drivers, but I need to entice Linux developers.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to our guys, because we've got some fantastic developers in Linux. But we don't have access to some of the real shit guys. Now, Michael's amazing, and the money's actually, because I paid him for the graphics driver. And he just takes his family on holiday with the money. But the fact that I've already spoken to him, I said, well, I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to try and raise 10 grand. You're not even 10 grand, but I'll pay half of that at least for the graphics drivers to support. No, okay, maybe more, because that's the most important bit. So that's why I want to launch this campaign. But I need an AROS to be called not AROS Research Operating System. It needs to be called Amiga Research Operating System again. Now, Michael's keen on doing this.
You think that'll make that much difference?
I think it will. I mean, don't get me wrong, we ain't taking over the world. But if you've got, for example, because at the moment everyone has brand issues.
Yeah.
No, it's not brand issues. Do you want an Amiga operating system that runs on multiple platforms? It's the fastest one out there. Now, I'm a big fan of AROS, everyone knows. I also love Morphos. And they've used certain parts of AROS. To me, AROS should be, I'm going to talk about this a lot more another time, but to me, AROS should be the core operating system, and everything else, everyone else feeds into it. So it's a bit like a Linux core. You have the core operating system, and then we have different distributions. Yeah. I see Morphos being a distribution, and then Amiga OS, not here, we've got board. Amiga OS being a distribution. 68K. Now, the good thing about 68K, if it does open source it can replace our AROS code, or we can take some of the stuff that actually speeds up the standard one. Because everyone knows that I'll get too technical here, but the 68K version of AROS is nowhere near as quick as the standard one. And that's because we don't have all those machine code bits. And we're all C, it's totally C, so it's never going to compete. You need a faster machine to get these performance. But it is very compatible as far as games are concerned. But going forward, I think having the Amiga systems on x86, on PowerPC, on ARM, and 68K, because that bloody Vampire, I think, is real big. To me, it's a big, big thing. Because to me, right now, what I'm really interested in is the vampire doing that, and then that's long-term one. So I mean, I've made the money from the cases, and as I said, I'm not doing this for the profit. It'll probably take the kids away. But I am going to then start investing again. But I'm not going to be. I threw in the £4,000 last time. I'm not doing this time. I'll match the community. So we'll find out if the community is actually serious about, and all those people that say about we want open source media. You know, there is. I do. I mean, I've talked to Michael quite a lot. So I can't say too much here. I talked to Michael quite a lot, and I do think long term, if he can just get this legal crap out of the way, they can come to an agreement. I actually think there's money to be made. I think that everyone can make a reasonable amount of money and make a living. It'd be so nice because some of the hard work is being done. The vampire guys, they're not making any money. Everyone thinks they're making money. They're not making money. It's pin money, and they reinvest it back in again. We want people making money, actually doing a living. Like Scott there, he probably has a fortune on software, but people like Scott, you know, and all the guys in there like Zeb. Lots of people doing all this stuff, right? Just providing services. I do think we can build a community, and we can build that back. Maybe long term could be, I don't know, number 5. And if you got the top 5 operating systems, okay, yeah, you can be loved. But seriously, I honestly think if everyone just sat down and sorted this stupid legal stuff. Now I'm going to get in trouble because I'm going to sit down with Hyperion. That's what I said, no one's asked me, but no one's asked me a different question. Right, does that answer your question? Yeah, anything else you want? I know we can talk offline.
Yeah.
But remember, I'm not an AROS developer. That's how I tend to fund, encourage, inspire to come. What do you need? I do that. And that's how I got here. With Michael, it's just 1,500 quid. Okay, right, here, I'll just do it, and it's 1,500 quid, that's fine. Because, you know, people don't do stuff for free. People think it shouldn't be free. They think AROS is open source, it should be free. Someone has to work. We lost one of our best developers. He got so sick to the back teeth that people were taking him for granted. And he was the one that ported, he took over the NVIDIA Nouveau stuff, the 3D.
That was right at the time when I was looking at it.
It was fantastic, the stuff he's done. Some of the code he's transported across, the things he's done with AROS. There's another guy called Nick. But he has a few personal problems, but he's writing an awful lot of code, really important stuff, special multi-core. And I'd love to be able to pay him so he can do it for a living. It will solve so many of his problems. But people think it's free. But if it was done sensibly, the other big players that are making, I would like AROS to always, no, AROS would always be free. Be clear about that. I would like the other 3 players, to be putting code into AROS, using code from AROS, making money from their branded versions, and don't be shy about it. I mean, more of us have got AROS in the credits. Don't think Amigos is huge. And if we just shared it, we could make it really do well. Anyway, another question.
What different questions?
Oh, go on, ask me.
What's your impression of Hyperion and Amigos 3.14?
No, because I'm going to answer it. Yeah. Bear in mind I've got to sit down right now. Hey, Carson Taylor, look, if you read David's book, I have a go. In fact, I have a go at him and Mike. So there's a part in there, and I'm going to come back to you. I'm not skirting, I promise. But I actually had a go at Hyperion and Mike about the whole Raspberry Pi thing. We mentioned Raspberry Pi. This might be because I'd spoken to Eben, and because when they first launched, I had a meeting with Eben. Sounds posh, he was in the pub when I bought him Pi. So he wanted to get a Amiga emulator on the Pi. I talked to him about AROS being working on it, which I know is another question. I talked to him about that, and he was really keen. But he wanted to put the games on the Pi, which are already on there now, obviously. And I spoke to Ben by email, Ben and Mike, and then I asked them, and it all went a bit pear-shaped. And I did say in the book, I'm trying to remember what I did say. No, there was. I should say something. It was one word that Mike didn't. I wish I could remember it now. There's one word that I actually realised was wrong. I changed one word. It didn't make a little bit of difference. He said, "I did that word not quite right." He was absolutely right because we had. I think it was along the lines of we've been having lots. And we don't have a couple of discussions about it, but if you read the book, and I don't know if you're interested or not, I've actually said it in the videos, and I've also apologised. One word change makes a subtle difference, but that was the only thing he said. He was, well, that's not right. You know, I didn't do that. And I'm like, crap. So yeah, so that was that. As far as the Raspberry Pi is concerned, the work on the Raspberry Pi, he said, I'm checking out, doesn't he? The Raspberry Pi, there was a lot of work done on it. Nick's doing a lot of work on it. Michael's doing a lot of work on it. They are trying. I think it's already been brought up on the Pi. So AROS has come up on the Pi. But I don't know if there's some of you know we have a hosted version of AROS. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Got it.
It didn't work very well.
But basically, what you do is you have a Linux host running, and then you can run AROS, and it runs kind of sub-process, and it shares the resources in the by your face. I agree. I've already updated it. Having said that, the work it is up and running. But it needs a lot of work, and the problem is we haven't got the number of developers to really go to town. If we could have sorted out a licensing for Amiga OS for the Raspberry Pi Foundation, it would have transformed things. They would only use the emulation side of it. I believe everyone would be interested. Because imagine the Amiga OS now on ARM with multi-core, run on that, and that's going to fly. Amiga's really efficient. Right, let's give it to Hyperion. Do my edit. Okay? Now, I've been upset with Mike as well, and I've made it public, and I talked to Mike. And this whole thing with there's a lot that there's an awful lot of background story to this, which I knew bits of it, and I now know quite a lot more. But if I say anything, then obviously, it's I don't want to. Now, it's not black and white. None of this is black and white. Okay? There's no bad guys here. It's just people making certain decisions. I don't think that are in the interest of the community, and I think Hyperion need to just sit down, sort it all out, because I do think they can make money out of Amigos. Now, I'm very, very specific about Hyperion, the company, not the developer. I love the developers. I love the team. I mean, I don't use Amigos 4. That's not because I don't think. I like Morphos. I think Morphos, as Mike said in the video, Morphos is the next gen. My opinion, I think it's the next gen done right. Okay. The thing is, that's got dragging screens. I mean, even Amigos has dragging screens. It needs that'd be nice, and they have got that on that. But it was the whole. I talked with Trevor about this a long time ago. It's like they just wanted it to look like the old workbench and didn't move forward. Whereas Hyperion, they got a little bit active. Maybe a little bit, but I think having said that, since we had Direct Opus 5 Magellan on there, this is way better. I think it's absolutely amazing. So, but no, Amigos 4, I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's nice, it's great, and I like the things it does, but I'm not a massive fan. As far as Hyperion, and the developers, I mean, I've met them and I've sat down with them, and I thought they were going to beat me up, but they weren't. They loved the stuff I've done with AROS. They like AROS. All the developers love AROS. They just love developing. That's what they do. They enjoy it. But I think the whole thing with, and again, there's no, as I said, there's no one's in the main players. Let's say there's two players in this. Okay, they really just need Hyperion and Karanta just need to be able to sit down, sort the problem out, sort out what's going to make money, agree it, and just finish it. Okay. But of course, if you see me when I have this red face problem, sometimes flight flares up. So if I sit there with a red face and no, it's not, it's always not. But yeah, so if they've seen it, I'll back what you said. Unless you want a very specific question. Yeah? Any more? Oh, sorry, it's 3.14.
Yes. Any reasons for that?
Fucking awesome, isn't it? Yeah? Why did they do it? I'm really glad it came out, and I've got it, and I put it in my 1200 at home, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's running on that one. It's a brilliant piece of work. But the developers did a brilliant piece of work. I am concerned about, because that's 3.1 is still comes under Coranto's Amiga Forever. Well, okay, I can say this bit. This will probably guide you a little bit what I think about it. Why did Hyperion trademark Amiga Forever? Did you know that? I can leave it at that. Games are being played, but I'm not blaming Hyperion, I'm not blaming. This is the reality. Arbitrary. Oh, right, okay. They need to sit down and sort the shit out, because all we want to do, and I really think I'll give you an example. I've had so many problems running D-Pad now. I've seen this stuff, it's awesome. I don't have any talent. Right? Whenever I do a demo, I always get up, I love that paint program. Oh, yeah, look what I can do, yeah, and I do the circle, you know, yeah, look at me, like, I'm really good. But I can never get D-Paint 4 or 5 to work on my machine. I've always had trouble, especially running, whatever I'm running on. As soon as I put 3.14, bang! Oh, okay. So maybe something wrong with it. I just think they should hand it over to right. Or they can do a deal with that because 3, I see it, 3, so 4 is Hyperion, that's their rights. And Morphos is Morphos, if everyone worked together, you saw that was a little bit, to me, it was, no. And of course they're going to say, well, we can't believe you said that. Yeah, that's your fault. Yeah. But I won't be asking any questions. Any more questions? Any more difficult ones? It's not going to get me in trouble. How many one's going to give me a punch in the mouth when I go to Germany? Any more? Are we all done? Do you want to do a gavel? Right. Thanks very much for putting that there. This is not as long as my usual videos. My phone's got bored with me and turned it off. So I'm hoping. Thanks for coming, thanks for listening. We bought a case. Oh, there was one. Thank you for buying the case. You bought more than one. What did you buy?
Black and white.
I did buy the
100 orders for 2. Oh, really? And then there was 8 that wanted 3. It doesn't say two guys have ordered 10. 2. Yeah, but I've got to be careful in case I get some. Right, one more thing. Okay, so yes. Now, these posters are absolutely free, and everyone can have one each. Okay. Right, but right, and this is it's just a little twist your arm. It would be great if you just give a little tiny donation. They are free, I promise you. Give a little donation to Swag, just to help, because these things cost a lot of money. So if you want to make, pound donations, something like that, they are free. You can take one. If you want to make a donation, that would be appreciated, because I love them there. I mean, some of you know I sponsored this, but that was only because I missed one, and they did it here, and they said, "No, we're going back to the other place." I want to see the little hole. that was basic. But yeah, so now that one is the original picture that was done with Kickstarter. These are going to go in the cases. So if you order a case, you're getting one of them. Anyway, but this is just basically a copy of, well, obviously, people brain need to know that. That's for Paul Kitchen monitors. So if you do want one of them, as I said, they are free. You can take one. If you then later on want to take, give a donation to the club, then that'd be really nice. But by all means, come up and grab them. Okay, so thanks for taking the time. Sorry I look a bit of a dick with this, but not much on it. It's still working. Shame on my phone. That's because I had it going for about half hour early on. I turned it on at 11 and I went, oh, I better turn that bloody phone on. So that's died. My mate Neil. Okay, thanks very much.